welcome replay viewers to this edition of Steal Doug's Idea here at FrameableFaces Photography. Hey now. Hey Lori Lynn. Hey, what's up, Eric? Yo, yo, yo. Sorry for the late start, everybody. Hello, Flatfish. Adam, hello, hello. What's up? Hey, Andy. What's up, Andy? The Lensman is here. Hey, Greg, the big dreamer. What's up, man? Hey now. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Give everybody a minute or so just to join the room. Hello, Lady Crick. Hello, Karina, Jennifer, Melanie. You got a good crew today. Nice. Thanks for coming. What's up? Hey, Jennifer. Couldn't resist. I'm good at being different. Yes, you are good at being different, Adam. Yes, you are. Hey, hey. Hey, Karina. Hey, SM Snack Bar. Thanks for inviting. Ethan, what's up? What's happening? Yeah, we're going to talk about being different today. Oh, hi, Allie. Allie's here. She's not here with me. She's home. But she's watching from home, and she's inviting followers. All right, everybody. So let's kind of get to it, shall we? One of the things that I've talked about before here was I did a specific scope on Steal Doug's idea about having fun, and how having fun is an advantage for entrepreneurs and for small businesses over big brands, because you can have fun on a whim and you don't have to worry about how you might represent. You don't have to throw it up through different channels. And hey, Blue Peacock Pics, you don't have to worry about the red tape and the bureaucracy of a huge company. If you own something, if it's your service, if it's your business, if you're an entrepreneur, you can have fun and kind of do your thing. Well, today we're going to focus a little bit on how important it is to be different as a business and entrepreneur. And there's similar concepts, right? I mean, oh, you're at Chuck E. Cheese. Nice. Nice. Play some skee ball for me. But the thing is being different is very key. And Periscope is something, Allie's home. Hey, what's up, Kelly? Delta Moxie. Allie's home. I came in to do this by myself today. We are not working in the studio at all today, save for me doing my Steal Doug's idea. So I wanted to go through some examples. Yeah, she's home. I want to go through some specific examples of things that we've done that set ourselves apart a little bit as a photography studio. And hopefully, yeah, there's Kelly trolling me with her emoji, with her female raised hand emoji. There is no male hand emoji, and she knows I don't like that. But yeah, I think it's very important to set yourself apart. And it's easy to say that. I shaved my neck, Kelly. So we'll see what happens there. Sometimes I switch it up. I know, right? I know, Stephanie. So I'm going to show some examples, and a lot of these examples are things that we were doing to set ourselves apart pre-Periscope, which is kind of a key here. This is something that I want to make very clear. I think as a general rule, as we go into this, I want you to think about this. For people who've come onto Periscope and discovered Periscope and how amazing it's been, yeah, missed the comment. As amazing as it's been for all of us to connect here and to connect worldwide and to build your brand and gain exposure and all of these things. Eric's trying to grow a beard this week. Nice. You're not going to find, I've been saying lately that, you're not going to find your game on Periscope if you don't have any game off Periscope. Got that? You're not going to necessarily find your game on Periscope if you don't have any game off Periscope. Hey, what's up, Art Amused? Very important. And whether that's with other social media sites or owned online assets, which are very critically important, and we're going to go into that and show you some of these things and talk about that today. What is your game? Kelly, your game is you paint. You create art at night. You scope about your art, but your art is offline. See, you didn't just come onto Periscope and say, oh, I'm going to be a Periscope personality and that's going to be it. You're alive, so you're phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, Periscope is a means to promote your stuff that you're doing outside of Periscope. If all your eggs are in the Periscope basket, and as exciting as and amazing as Periscope is, it's still the same principle, in my opinion, as the other social media sites and the other ways of promoting yourself. Hey, Lady Garza, is that you shouldn't have all your eggs in just this basket, in one basket. Life goal, be parafamous. Exactly, right, Ethan? Exactly. Being Kelly, you're in big trouble. You got Lady Garza doing the emoji now, too. True story. It is. It's just another platform. I think it's the most exciting platform of all of them. But it is another platform. You don't own Periscope. Hey, Kate. And Periscope is a means to promote what you're doing offline. And if what you're doing offline, if what you're doing in your brick and mortar, especially if you're a brick and mortar, hi, Kate. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a brick and mortar, if what you're doing is different, if it sets you apart, if you have something unique off of Periscope, it's going to help you succeed on Periscope. And I'm going to maybe pat myself on the back a little bit throughout this scope, because a lot of the examples of being different are going to be showing stuff that we've done. Yes, preach, right? It will. It's going to be interesting to see where Periscope is a year from now. I think it's going to continue to grow. For me, Periscope's always been a long game, because I think it's going to continue to grow. And I think, hey, Wendy, and I think as more and more people walking down the street are familiar with it and are using it, you will benefit within your backyard and within your local footprint. 20 plus million users now. That's amazing. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Hey, crazy man. But you do have to have a good personality. Agreed, Stephanie. And you have to have something. You have to have something different. You have to have something different. And we've always had something different. What's up, crazy man? We've always had something different. Chucky is calling. Nice. We've always done things differently here. And I think that's part of the reason when Periscope launched that it made sense for us and what we were doing online. I know, right? 16 days till summit. Blazing the trail. Trying, Kelly. My something different is shenanigans. Yeah, well, you notice we do a lot of shenanigans. And we always have. Takes a bit to get used to. Oh, Wendy, you did a scope today. Yeah, I know. I saw your scope the other day, Wendy. Yeah, so it's really important. You only had 4 in a scope. High number for me. Nice, Eric. That's okay. It's not about the numbers always. Sometimes an intimate setting is very rewarding and a lot of fun. You know, you don't necessarily need to, as much as I want to grow on Periscope and as much as I love to have people here, I get nervous about it. Listen, it's a high-class problem. I get nervous about the day when I can't keep up with comments because I see some of those scopes. But quality is better than quantity, 100%. See, Crazy Man's got 113 followers. He's growing. Second day speaking is rock the world. Yeah, I saw that, Greg. I saw that. It's motivation madness, right? Shenanigans equals personality. Exactly. So let's dig into that a little bit. Let's talk about those things and what is unique and what is different about your game. What is unique and different about your business, about what you're doing. Because if it's your business and if it's your service and it's something that you own, you can be as unique and as different as you want to be to set yourself apart. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So just share, let the rest follow. There you go. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. Now, keep in mind, this stuff that I'm going to show you is online already. It's available. So I would task you, thanks, Greg. Thank you, Greg. Greg, you're a good dude. There's always someone on Periscope who needs to see your scope. Yes. And I want to let you know, Allie's home, crazy man. She's not here today. This is just me. She's in the room, I think, chatting, but she's not here. So all the stuff that I'm going to show you is on our blog. Well, most of it. So if you go to FrameableFaces.com and click on blog, all of our blog posts are categorized, and we're going to go into a little bit of the humor category, the road trip category, the frameable flashbacks, some of these things that I've always posted on our blog pre-Periscope that kind of set ourselves apart a little bit, where we have a little bit of fun. This is not the type of thing that you will see on the average photography studio's website. Yeah, Kelly, blog every week, at least usually a couple times a week. So yeah. So we're going to go through some examples, okay? And this should translate to your business, okay? And so here we're just going to go through some stuff that I've posted, okay? This is something that I did last June 2014. 6 secrets about senior pictures the government is hiding, okay? And this is completely a joke. Yeah, Kelly, you should blog more. But I encourage you to check my blog. You don't know how to blog. Greg, actually, I don't know. I haven't seen your blog. Do you have one? I'm guessing you do. I've only seen you speak on Periscope. I just discovered you when you came into one of our scopes. You don't blog. Okay. Well, blogging's been really important for our business. I highly recommend it. And this is a fun one that we did where we went into 6 secrets about senior pictures the government is hiding. And, you know, the secrets are that senior pictures could stop North Korea. Senior pictures are fun. That's a government secret. Aliens love senior pictures. Senior pictures make presidents. The government spied on Soviet on-location senior photo sessions during the Cold War. The government tried to limit outfit changes during senior sessions. Right? Obviously very tongue-in-cheek, funny, goofy stuff, right? But it was fun. It was fun. Is this something that typically a photography studio charges is charged with? There's a local photographer I follow because of his skills and his fun personality, like you. Okay, see, there you go. And that's why you follow him, Stephanie. That's why you follow him, right? A photography studio, when they tell you about photography one-on-one, they don't say, open up a studio and start writing goofy blog posts about government secrets of senior pictures, right? But most don't, exactly. It's not that hard to be creative and set yourself apart and be different. And here's one in particular that I want you guys to check out. I have a lot of fun with this. We have a lot of fun with this. You might have heard me talk about Reflecto before. If you've heard of me talk about Reflecto, give me a thumbs up. And be authentic. Exactly, Kelly. Be authentic. So, Reflecto, yeah, so Ethan's familiar with Reflecto. Yep, Stephanie Wright, Lady Crick knows Reflecto. Reflecto, here's a picture of Reflecto sitting on our red couch for an interview that he did once on our blog. We actually sat Reflecto down for an interview on our blog. Reflecto is our snarky on-location reflector that I hold to reflect light onto our seniors, right, Wendy? And you can follow his Twitter at reflect_O. And his tweets are really snarky. He talks a lot of trash. If the session goes well, he takes credit for it. He posts selfies sometimes there. Exactly. Reflecto fills in the shadows. Thing is, Ethan, is that Reflecto, there it is, reflect_O. I encourage you all to check out Reflecto's Twitter. Yes. He's kind of the villain of the studio. And he doesn't even admit, yeah, the shadow, right. He won't even admit that he reflects light. He won't admit that he only reflects the light. He actually thinks that he creates the light. He's got a big chip on his shoulder. We sat him down for an interview, and you can find this on the blog. And, we asked him some questions. We asked him, we said, it's been said that you are a sometimes rogue, somewhat snarky, and even arrogant reflector. Is that fair? And he said, listen, haters are going to hate, so let them, is what I say. It's pretty simple. If I am awesome and I say so, does that make me the bad guy for speaking the truth? See, so, and then I was a little flustered when he answered that. I was like, okay, we won't try to answer that. See? So that's Reflecto. Right, studio sites are like carbon copies of each other. Tons of them are. And that's where your opportunity is. As any entrepreneur, as any small brick and mortar, so many business. Yep, your blog shows your personalities. Right, Wendy, I know. It's another task to do, right? But that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother class in terms of blogging. Hey, Positive Images. But it's fun. It's fun. Reflecto is kind of like the villain of the studio. Boring when it's the same old, same old. Exactly. So I'm just giving you examples of things that we've done differently to just to get your wheels turning. And I always say steal my idea, steal Doug's idea, steal some of these ideas just in terms of how they apply to what you do. These aren't necessarily ideas that I would steal directly, but I want to get your wheels turning a little bit. And let's see, what else do we have here? Here's another one. This is a fun one. When you fell, did you get back up? Our top 8 wipeouts. And this is a blog post that I wrote about our best wipeouts, me and Allie, because we've had a few epic wipeouts. Who hasn't? Yeah, Allie, exactly. Doug versus his shoelaces in 1987. Allie shows her graceful side on the honeymoon. Thanks, Kate. Everyone's wiped out, right? Doug decides not to be outdone on the honeymoon. Allie versus a Bosu ball. There's her cast. There's the Bosu ball. Doug leads the team through the hoop. High school football. Allie on the sidewalk. Doug on the driveway. And then the epic strawberries. Yes. Thanks, Kate. So all of those blog posts are in the humor section. I have a section of blogs where I've tagged them with humor. And those all happened, you never got it, blogging till just now. Light bulb moment. Great. I love to hear that, Wendy. Exactly. You should have gotten a hoverboard, then we could have number 9. Exactly, right? So here's another one. Here's another category. I have this up. Aha moment. I couldn't make me happier that somebody has an aha moment here. Here's another one. Our photography niche is portrait work, mainly. High school seniors are our number 1 segment. Number 2 are families and kids. And we also do events, but we have a separate photographer, Angela, who does our events for us. Allie doesn't do events. Allie's forte and her thing is portrait work, and that's our thing. That's really what we've gotten known for. So here's what I did, where I just wrote a love letter to the city of Detroit. Dear Detroit, you're awesome. Love, FrameableFaces. This stuff is all pre-Periscope, people. We were doing this type of thing before Periscope. Varied content, curation and creation, being unique, being different. Write a love letter to your city. Hey, Ben. And in particular, this logo, this Detroit Love logo, is a company here in Detroit that makes Detroit apparel with the Detroit Love logo. And as you can see, image courtesy of DetroitLoveApparel.com. I actually reached out to this guy who I knew a little bit. Periscope can showcase what you've already been doing as well as foster new ideas. Exactly, Ethan. That's pretty much the lesson today. And Periscope, that's what I thought the first time I saw it, Kelly. Hey, Jen Sweeney. How you doing? Hey. So I wrote this love letter to the city of Detroit. I reached out to the guy that has this company, Detroit Love, and I used it in my post because I thought it was really appropriate. It was about how much we love Detroit, why we love Detroit, the fact that we're not leaving. Here's the city skyline of our beloved city. And you know what? I wrote this on December 9th, 2012. I wrote this. Sorry, you got to go, Kate. Yeah, this will be on replay and catch. Ben, Detroit, you know what? The funny thing is Detroit, so much is happening in Detroit. In 2012, a lot of the stuff that's going on now wasn't even really happening yet in 2012. Like, I'm happy. Yeah, Detroit's a great city. I'm actually really pleased that I wrote an article like this back in 2012 before a lot of the great things started happening in Detroit. All other blogs I've seen are so boring. Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, Detroit, you know what? So, Andy, Detroit was dead. It was. It was on life support. It was on its deathbed. The city was in bad shape. And there's more momentum now in Detroit than there's ever been in our lifetime. There's a ton going on in Detroit. People are moving to Detroit. It's really amazing. It's really amazing what's going on here. What else do we have here? This is my buying local category. Podolsk is a big city. That's the biggest city closest to Moscow where you are, Dima. Here's another one. This is all in the buying local category because I'm really a proponent of buying local. I know then the small scale people took action. Yeah. It's time we gave props to Camera Mart. This is our favorite camera store in Detroit. So I just wrote an article about Camera Mart and how much we love them and why it's such a great store. I wrote that one on April 27th, 2012. Shop local. You got it, Andy. You got it. Shop local. As entrepreneurs and small business brick and mortars, we need to kind of support that movement, right? And once again, Periscope, blogs, social media, all of these things have given us, as small business and entrepreneurs, artists are a big part of it, Ben. Big part of it. And a lot of tech, a lot of young tech companies moving into Midtown. And Dan Gilbert. Dan Gilbert is the guy. He owns the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's Quicken Loans. That guy, he's like the Rockefeller of Detroit. He's buying all the businesses, he's buying a bunch of buildings. Utah first. There you go. He's buying a lot of buildings in downtown Detroit and renovating them, moving companies and offices downtown. Dan Gilbert is the guy that's really leading the charge, and Mike Ilitch too. But yeah, Dan Gilbert, if there's any one guy who's most responsible, I'd say, for almost single-handedly saving the city, it's Dan Gilbert. It's amazing what that guy's done. It really is. Okay, so let's move on to one more category. Here's another one. This is really similar. Wonder what spurred the shift of tech and artists in Detroit since it was dying. Well, I think, I think part of it was, I think when a city with as rich blogging templates, WordPress for me, Wendy. WordPress self-hosted. I'm not a blogging expert, but I use WordPress. And my website is WordPress. So my website and my blog are both all on the same platform. It's very easy to update. Exactly. There you go, Ben and Ethan. Cheaper cost of living. See, that's the thing. When a city like Detroit, with as large as it is and with the rich history that it has and with as much that's going on here, when it kind of bottoms out, it kind of becomes ripe for a rebirth. And all it needs... Yeah, it's starting to get more expensive to live there, yeah. But no doubt about it, the cost, there were a lot of incentives put in place to bring people into Detroit, to bring businesses here. The tax credit thing that they did for the film industry, a lot of movies started being filmed here. A lot of things started happening, and just once you kind of get that momentum, it just builds on itself. It just needed a jump start. Same happening in Portland. Nice. So if you notice, and here's another thing that we do. I've got like maybe 3 more. Another thing that we do that you've seen a lot of lately is our high school seniors, our people, when they come by and visit, a lot of times we'll fire up the scope and introduce them to our community. Have you seen that? Have you met some of our favorites? Shelby was here a few days ago. Annabelle, you guys have probably met Shelby and Annabelle and Chelsea. They love it, right? It's so much fun when they come by and we fire up the scope. You met Cheyenne and Sierra, sisters that were both seniors for us recently. Nicole was just here the other day. We've actually had a lot of people on our scopes lately. A lot of our seniors, they come back to visit. I can't help to giggle. You have God over your shoulder, or bishops to. Oh, it's Essie's. This is a family that lives here. They're Nigerian, and this is their Nigerian traditional dress that they wore for their photo shoot. Yeah, I know they're over. I know it's one of our favorite photos. What a great family. No, it's okay. Yeah, that's one of our favorites. Sorry, I don't want to distract, but yeah, I know we love them. They're great. The mom, her name is Bose, and she's got a really thick Nigerian accent, and I can hardly understand her half the time, and she gets annoyed with me that I can't understand her, and I have to apologize. Yeah, they're really funny. Okay, so back to the topic. But as you've noticed, when we bring in our senior, I feel like everyone's looking at them now. All right. When we bring in our seniors and we have them jump onto a scope with us, we've been doing that sort of thing actually for a long time, and I was going to do one of these with Shelby coming up, but you can go out of Periscope. Yeah, I know, Wendy. We have a category on our blog called Frameable Flashbacks. And I'm going to hope to do one of these with Shelby if she makes it back in while she's still home on break. But if you do our blog and you just go to Frameable Flashbacks, we've been doing this sort of thing for a long time. Here's one that we did back in May. Our very first intern, Kim, and we told the story of how we met her. And then there's a photo from one of her senior sessions. And we talk about how when she became an intern, how we corrupted her. And now when she came back to visit, we took a picture of her here at the studio and posted it. So and then there's a little interview with Kim talking about what she's up to today. So frameable flashbacks. These are a lot of fun. Here's another one. Fahad, one of our seniors, with Allie. And there's one of his senior pictures. Here's Chelsea's frameable flashback. One of her senior pictures. And then here she is back at the studio holding one of her canvases of herself. And then there's me with Chelsea. And another one of her senior pictures. I know, Dima, you're into Glee right now. Here's Hannah. Hannah is the senior who actually came up with the idea for the frameable flashbacks. I got to give her credit. And this was back in 2012. We did a frameable flashback with Hannah, big long interview with Hannah, and one of her senior, actually a couple of her senior pictures. There's Hannah's. Hey, what's up, Eric? So there is the frameable flashbacks. Another thing that we've always done on our blog. Keep in mind, these are all things that are not your typical photography 101, how to run a photography studio, right? These are all things that relate to our studio, that are about our community, about our people, about what we do here, and it's all unique and different than most other photography studios, right? And then on Vine, here's another way that we've always used video and the shenanigans that we've always done. Here's a Vine that we did. This was back on, does it tell me? August 29th, 2014. So almost a year before Periscope. We had two sisters here who were at the studio who we love. One of them was a senior of ours, Mackenzie, and she was in the bathroom. So Allie and her sister Catherine waited for her to come out of the bathroom while I videoed it and scared the crap out of her. Shenanigans. Shenanigans have always gone on here at FrameableFaces, and they've always been part of what we do. They've always been part of our vibe. They've always been part of the stuff that we post. It's fun. It's different. It sets you apart. It's unique from other businesses in your niche. And last but not least, yeah, I know, poor Mac, right? Wendy's back. Had post from 2012 that had 6,000 hits in one day. Whoa. What? You did, Kelly? Remind me never to use the bathroom at your studio. I know. Yeah, you've seen that twice now. I know. Yeah, good blog posts go on for a long time. Some of our blog posts, Wendy, that's another reason to blog. If you set it up right, if you tag it properly, you just do a little homework, learn how to blog, your stuff can stay out on the web, people can search for it, and it can kind of go on and on and on. What's up, Natalie Crew? Yeah, Wendy. And so here's one more thing I'm going to show you in terms of being different. This is kind of like really looking forward to blogging regularly. Yeah, Ethan, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, you're never safe. Yeah, you're never safe at FrameableFaces. This is one thing that we've always had a ton of fun with. And actually, I got to give Allie credit. Tap the screen till you get to carpal tunnel. Allie was the one that actually gave me the idea today to use this as the topic for Steel Doug's idea, what I'm about to show you. And you might have seen this before. I've done some of these things where I enter the studio from outside, and you can kind of see the outside entrance to the studio, or at least the entrance that leads into the mall. But this is something that has nothing to do with online. It's not a social media thing. Love writing. Yeah, writing. If you can write, you got to blog if you can write. At least for me. You don't have to do anything, but I think blogging is great, especially if it's self-hosted and it's on your website. But this is something that has been different and made us stand out here at our studio, not on Facebook, not on Twitter, not on Instagram, not on Vine, not on Periscope, nowhere online. This is just something we do here in our brick and mortar that sets us apart. What do you see when you go to photography studios typically in their window? Like if you pass by a photography studio, what do you see in the window of a photography studio? Anyone? That's kind of an obvious question, right? But you see photos. You see photos of clients. You see pictures, right? You see a nice family portrait. You see a wedding portrait, a nice portrait of two people, holding a flower together. Or you see something really pretty and nice and classic and professional, right? What do you see when you look at Frameable Faces? Let's see. Pictures of crumb snatchers. Here's what you see here, also known as children. Right. Well, here's a child. Here's a child in the door of our studio. There it is. Is that something you normally see in the window of a photography studio? Right? Sure, we've got the pretty baby. We've got a family photo, not a very conventional one, where the parents are on the shoulders of the kids. That's not me. I know, right? That's me. I mean, here's a standard family portrait. Here's our senior spokesmodels. But this is the one. This is the one. That's the one that people tend to stop and look at and crack up at. It's different. You don't see something like that in the window of most photography studios. And that we put in our window right when we opened. Like 6-7 years ago, that's been there this whole time. Exactly, right, Wendy? Everyone has that. That one's never going to leave the window. It's different. It makes you stand out. So that's the lesson. That's the idea for today. And that's why I spent all of this time today going through, the comments that people make, it's great. People stop and they see that in the window. 9 times out of 10, they stop and they crack up. The 10th person stops and says, why would you put a photo of a crying baby in the window? We get that once in a while. But you know what? They still stop and talk about it. It's still something they'll remember. And like I said, 9 out of 10, it puts a smile on their face and they crack up. Exactly. Move on, right? So that's the lesson for today. Exactly, to those people. Exactly. Those are people that might not be, we might not be the studio for those people. Maybe that picture actually weeds out the right people. But that is the beauty. It's memorable. And that's the client you don't want. Exactly, right? So that's the lesson for today. Be different. Dare to be different. All of these things that we did, I'm so glad, Wendy. You're so welcome. And think about it. Think about this little nugget, okay? Dima, you're doing fine though, man. Think about this little nugget, okay? All of these things that I just showed you, there was no blueprint for me to do any of these things. Reflecto, there was really no blueprint for Reflecto. Putting the picture of that baby in the window crying, definitely different. Need to freshen. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Kelly. I'm sure you do. Kelly loves to troll about the fact that she's down in San Juan sunbathing. First you gotta find a brick and mortar studio with a window, right? Yeah, right. I know that we're like dinosaurs, that we have a brick and mortar. Yeah, I know. But you know what? That was the one, listen, everything that we talked about today was not about the brick and mortar part. It was all about all the other stuff we've been doing online with owned online assets, which is really key. The brick and mortar is a big part of it for us, but the fact that we have a website and a self-hosted blog that we use all these other platforms to direct people back to, that's what's key. And that's where we can be different. That's where we can put our really good stuff. And it's important to have all of that stuff off of Periscope, because if you don't have any game off of Periscope, Periscope's probably not going to be the place where you find your game. You got to have game on and off in order for it to work, in my opinion. And it's updated regularly. Yeah, you got to update that blog regularly. Even if it's just once a month, or not, once a month isn't exactly regular. What I was going to say is even if it's once a week, or at the very least even once every other week, but you got to be consistent so that you can build a readership. But anyway, all of these things that I've done, all of these things that we've posted, Reflecto having his own Twitter and sitting down for an interview on the website, the Frameable flashbacks, all these things that we do, we didn't really have a roadmap for them. We just dared to be different. We just dared to be different. I'll be working on the blog and new website under the palm trees in 24 hours. Awesome, Wendy. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. So that's it. Dare to be different, people. Take risks. And if it seems like it's funny, or if it seems like it's fun or cool or different or unique, do it. Whatever business you're in, if you are an entrepreneur, a small business, thanks, Natalie, whatever it is, go to school and do your homework. Look at 10 other websites in the business that you're in. Find 10 other studios. Find 10 other, whatever it is, dry cleaning stores if they have websites, restaurants, whatever it is. Find 10 others online and see if they all look the same. See if any of them are doing something different. And use that as your opportunity to set yourself apart from those 10. Thanks, Lady Craig. Because odds are, if you find 10 online, 9 of them are all going to look the same. Maybe the 10th one is different, and that's the one you can be inspired by. But the point is dare to be different. Thanks, everybody. Yes, thanks, Positive. What's your first name? Positive Images? Yeah, cool. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm going to leave this. This will be up on replay. It will be on Catch. You're welcome, Wendy. Wendy, I'm so happy that you found this helpful, and I'm really looking forward to see what you do with this. Giselle Bonds. Giselle, do you scope? I don't know if you do, but I just followed you. Yes, you do, a little bit. You look like you're relatively new, so I just followed you. Have an amazing day, you too, Natalie. Perfect timing, awesome. That's what I love to hear, Wendy. Wendy, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'll be here. You are a newbie. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad you're here, Giselle. Thanks for being here. Yeah, thanks, Eric. I'll be back next week. I should tell you this. I'm working on something special for next week's Steel Doug's Idea. So be sure to kind of set your calendar for next Monday, same time, same station, even though I started a little late today. Next week at 1 o'clock Eastern time on Monday could be a special Steel Doug's Idea that I'm working on. Yeah, hot off the press, exactly. And Allie and I will be back tomorrow morning with the morning show. So we hope to see some of you tomorrow morning. And that's about all I got. So dare to be different, people. Dare to be different. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.